Hey, welcome to the next episode of Chronic Briefs. Today we're going to talk about something that doesn't get talked about a lot, much at all actually, when it comes to people who are chronically ill and disabled, and that's dating, hooking up, romance. Before we get into any of the juicy stuff, as always, if you like our videos, give us a like, a share, subscribe, blow us a kiss. Whatever, just help us get the message out. Now, I know we had an episode last season about relationships, but as I think I told you then, there was much more to cover than can fit in one video. We'll get a bit more in-depth this time, yes, and puns and double entendres will be both plentiful and suggestive. Just the way we like it. Extra dirty. No, only a little dirty. Wait, what? Can't have a little dirty? God, can we have a bit of adult fun here? I mean, come on, don't be a prude. Sex is a beautiful and invigorating thing. Or to borrow a phrase, it could be a natural, zesty enterprise. Zesty, I love that word. You can use it to describe sex, or you can use it to describe a spicy chicken. Oh, not that type of chicken, Jesus. Anyway, the point is, just because someone is chronically ill or disabled doesn't mean that they don't enjoy romance as much as the next person, but it can get a little bit complicated. And of course, one of the biggest hurdles is actually getting someone to stick around long enough to want to take their clothes off in front of you. You see, people think that with the advent of the apps, like Tinder and Grindr and Facelicker, yeah, that's the one for people who like to lick stuff, lots of tongue. No, that last one's not real, but you thought it was for a second, didn't you? You little freaks. Hey Siri, search Facelicker. I got your number. Anyway, it's a misconception that you just go on one of the apps and order up some hot sex like it's Uber Eats or Uber Meats. It's not like that. If anything, I found it harder to meet someone using the apps. Man, I am great in person meeting people. I could charm the pants right off anybody. I mean, not the actual, not the actual pants, but yes, later on, the actual pants. But first, I mean, the proverbial pants. Oh boy, that's going to get some disapproving clucks. Anyway, the point is I was great meeting people in person, but my sparkling conversation skills and charming wit just don't really translate well into emoji. Yeah, it's not as easy as everyone thinks, okay? And even if you do find someone to talk to, you have to make it through without any red flags popping up. Now, these days, because it's just so easy to swipe to the next person, red flags are just about anything that's out of the ordinary. Pictures with your shirt off, and yes, I'm talking about girls and guys. Pictures of you leaning on a Ferrari that's obviously not yours. A picture of you tongue-kissing your dog. A picture of you doing anything in a CrossFit gym. And of course, anyone who says #blessed. Yeah, it's the wild, wild west of dating out there on the apps. And even when you finally do meet someone, you gotta have enough points to pass a DMV-style checklist before they're even willing to meet you. It's like, okay, I'm pretty smart. Ooh, 3 points, yes. Ooh, let's see, I got my own car. 4 points. Ooh, that's 7. Okay, I'm on my way. Let's see. Oh, I'm not a jerk, and I know how to communicate my feelings. What's that? 5 points. Woo, who knew? So that's 12 points right there. That's got to be enough, right? That's got to be enough. We can meet in person. 12 points. It's not enough? Sorry, how many points do I actually need to meet in person? 100 points. That seems high. The DMV only requires 11, and I had to show them my birth certificate. Yeah, it's a lot. But all of that really means is pretty much jack squat, because once you tell someone that you're chronically ill or disabled, it's like minus 500 points immediately, right? And if you have to live at home, well, then you might as well kill yourself, figuratively, because it's pretty much poison, at least for guys, and to have to say those words to someone, it's death. In addition, there's all kinds of new words and abbreviations you have to learn. Believe me, there's a lot. Okay? There's demisexual and sapiosexual, and those both fall under the heading of pansexual, which can also be omnisexual and kind of opposite to asexual. But if you're not sure, then you can be graysexual. There's still heterosexual and homosexual, but both of those are being replaced these days with monosexual. There's polysexual for those who just really don't want to make a choice. And if you aren't sure and you want it all, there's always spectrosexual, right? course, we can't forget all the abbreviations either, because there's a lot of them out there, and trust me, you don't want to misinterpret one of those little babies, okay? If you're DTF looking for NSA, you can always ONS. But then there's FWB. Personally, I think ENM is the way to go, because MBA, it could end up to be a real BFD. For those who want an LTR, you really need to meet F2F IRL, or else you might end up SOL with an STD. Me, I'm easy. I'm just looking for an RNG who wants the PVGs. Yeah, that's a real nice girl who just wants to play video games, if you know what I mean. I mean, actually play video games. As you can see, it's crazy out there. And throwing the whole chronic illness disability thing into the mix only makes things that much more complicated. But say you do find someone, as many disabled and chronically ill people do. Heck, I was married once. Once you're in an actual relationship, whatever abbreviation it is, things can get a little dicey. You see, people who are chronically ill and disabled, we have a tendency to, let's call it overcompensate for our perceived shortcomings. Yeah, we're our own harshest critics. It's something most of us do. It's hard to avoid because you know what living with you is like, so you assume that whoever is with you is probably going to experience the same thing. And that means, missed events, days in bed, fatigue, inability to do things, all the greatest hits of chronic illness in one special collection. You! So we overcompensate. We turn into what I call the people pleaser. Yeah, sure. Yes. Oh, no, I don't mind. I'll do that. Am I starting to sound familiar yet? Be honest. It's fine. We all do it, okay? Partially because none of us want to be that pitiful, down in the dumps all the time, misery to be around, typical bitter disabled person. Nobody wants to be that guy or girl. So we agree. And we do whatever. Oh, no, don't worry about it. I'll plunge the toilet. Oh, no, you sit down. I'll go scrub those pots. What? I won't hear of it. I'll go rotate the tires and change the oil. No, I love doing it. Please allow me. It's an easy trap to fall into, and I've done it. And if you're being honest, you've probably done it. And let's be honest, both. It extends to every facet of the relationship, and that includes the bedroom. Look, trust me, I am no stranger to embarrassing moments during, let's say, delicate times due to my illness. Really, trust me. I know what it's like to be in the middle of whatever, and suddenly your hip just says, you know what, I'm going to hop right out here. Don't worry about it. I'm going to hop right out of the socket for a minute. Don't mind me. I can see you're busy. I'll just see myself out. And he did. And as I've said before, you haven't lived. You simply have not lived until you've been hauled out of your own house, wrapped in a sheet like a Roman senator, and wheeled into a waiting ambulance when just 10 minutes before you were, how do I put this delicately, knocking them boots, in flagrante delicto, about to smash. Am I being clear? Good. Moving on. So, we've covered the dating and we've covered the people-pleasing. Pleasing in more ways than one. But one last thing to talk about, and that's being alone. Look, I am not the parents from an 80s movie. I'm not here to crush your dreams and tell you to go back to dentist college. But, let's say you are alone. You don't find a person. Is it the end of the world? Well, if you listen to Hallmark or watch Lifetime movies, it is, because according to them, the only way you can be a complete person is to be completely with another person. And that is absolutely bullcrap. I've been on both sides, okay? And they both have their pluses and minuses like anything in life, okay? Yeah, minus, I sleep alone. But on the plus side, yeah, I sleep alone. No more waking up in the middle of the night in a panic because the person next to me hasn't breathed in what seems like 20 minutes. Side note, sleep apnea is insane. It's like sleeping next to an indecisive chainsaw. You wake up the next day and your anxiety is up to here. Meanwhile, they can sleep through a freight train crashing into a strip mine. My point is, it's not all bad and it's not all good. If you don't have someone, then enjoy the benefits of not. Don't listen to everyone who's trying to fix you up with anyone. And in addition, remember, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Everyone, and I mean everyone, feels like everybody else in the world has someone when they don't. It's just the way it works. And then you meet someone, and 3 months later, you can't remember what life was like before you met that person. Unless they have sleep apnea, in which case, invest in some earplugs. That's it for this episode of Chronic Briefs, as per usual. If you liked the video, if you laughed, if you cried, if you snored, Give us a like, a share, a subscribe, a tweet, anything to help us get our message out. In the meantime, as always, be kind, rewind, keep on keeping on, and we'll talk soon. Yeah, I really got hauled out, wrapped in a sheet, like a Carvel ice cream cone. No cherry on top.